Welcome to the NLP UK Training Podcast. I'm Fraser.
And I'm Steve Kay.
And today we're going to talk about what is success.
I had a really good definition of success. I think it was from somebody a long time ago called Earl Nightingale. And he defines success as doing something you really, really want to be doing or working towards that. And I think that's a good definition.
Absolutely. But I think that's the key thing. It's what you want to do. Because so many times we can look successful from the outside. You might be looking at someone and thinking, oh my God, they've got the perfect life. They've got this great career. They've got this lovely family. They've got the big house and the flashy cars. But actually underneath it, they might not be doing what they want to be doing.
I mean, some people regard success as having the right kind of car, an island in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And that's how they measure their success, by what other people think of them. But then something happens with people and they kind of want a bit more, I think. They kind of want to, their values change a little bit and they want to be kind of more their authentic selves, but it's a bit of a risk.
I think it's more about, it's not about what it looks like from the outside in.
No.
It's what it feels like from the inside out.
Exactly. So when somebody is fulfilling their values and they're doing something that they enjoy, what brings you joy at work? Well, it ain't what I'm doing at the moment because I'm fed up of going to these management meetings. So if you're one of those people who kind of wants a little bit more, then this podcast is all about giving you a bit of encouragement.
Absolutely.
Because encouragement is like inflating a balloon, isn't it? It pumps someone up and gives them a bit of a lift.
And I think this is the thing, when we're making that decision about what it is that we want from our lives, what we want from our careers, it's about really listening to that inner voice and knowing that you can do it. We know you can do it. We have this conversation with so many delegates that kind of come on our programs and they want to start their own coaching businesses. And it's like, well, we know it can be done because we've seen so many other people do it. So if they can do it, you can do it. And just hearing that sometimes is enough to give them that little bit of a lift, that boost to say, yeah, do you know what? I can.
We had a group session with a bunch of trainers and coaches and other people who run their own businesses. And I said to them, I'd like you to tell me what is the hardest decision you've had to make in your business. And they all came up with having a website or having an Instagram account or going for a bank loan or something. And I said, no, the hardest decision you made was deciding to do it, because you'll never have a decision like that again.
And it is a big decision, especially when you are kind of making that decision to either change your career and do something different, even if you're still working for someone else, or making that leap into doing something for yourself and starting your own business. The decision bit is the hardest bit. I can remember, this has gone back a long time ago, very long time ago, when I made that leap from employed to starting my very first business. And at the time I had a great job. I was in a great career. I was doing really well. I was probably about 6 months away from kind of moving into a director position. And I said, do you know what? No, I'm done. I want to start my own business. And everyone said, you are absolutely stark raving loony. You're on the cusp of being a director. Why are you doing this? And I knew that I was done and that I wanted something different. I wanted something more that I could call my own.
Yeah.
So I think once I'd made that decision, everything else after that was really easy.
Yeah. I remember talking to one of our delegates recently, And she has been reorganized. Her job's been taken away. And she kind of was talking about, well, what's the exit? What's the process? Well, we have to formally give you a letter. Then we can start the process of you exiting the business. Oh, right. Well, when will that be then? Well, it's not been organised yet from head office. And she kind of sat on it for a couple of weeks. And then she went back in and said, right, I'd like my letter. I'd like it this week. I want to start the process. I want to leave. And they were like, what? You mean you want to leave the security of the possibility of having a secure position in the future or not? And it was almost like they wanted the control over her, because that's kind of like the old industrial way of thinking, that it's a kind of master and servant relationship, or it was. And some organizations still kind of have that. You want to go off and you want to leave now. And, they think that they want to keep the control. So you've kind of make the decision. And really, what is the worst thing that can happen? If you decide to go for a promotion in another company and it doesn't work out, well, it probably will work out. But you're probably thinking a lot about, well, if I do leave and go for that promotion, I won't have the security I've got now. But you will, because you'll be advancing and learning new things. Whereas if you don't, you'll probably stay where you are and regret it.
Absolutely.
And if you do take the step, the worst thing that can happen is it doesn't work out and you'll be able to get another job doing something similar to what you're doing now. But that never happens.
I think it is having that voice in your head that you want something more, no matter what it is. So if you're thinking about, going for that promotion, going for that new job, starting your own business, if someone else can do it, you can do it too. Everything is possible. So just do it. Put yourself out there and give it a go.
And if you want any help and you want to chat about anything like that, there's 3 of us in the office, and we're always happy to talk to people about how you can advance your career and your life.
Absolutely. So that's everything for today on the NLP UK Training Podcast. We shall see you next time. So it's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from me.